Nothing happens randomly. God doesn't play any favorites. It couldn't have been any other way. That was the way it was, and it was not random. It's never a coincidence. I'm literally putting all my faith in the natural sunlight today. I have no studio set up except obviously the camera, not anything else. So I'm just praying to God that the sun will keep shining. So let's see where we land, okay? But I wanted to talk to you today about coincidence, because you often hear people say like, oh, that was such a coincidence that I ran into this person at the supermarket, or oh, that's such a coincidence that I got this job offer, or blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to tell you that it's never a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. Coincident. By the end of this video, that word is gonna sound so fucked up. Like I'm already messing it up. I'm like, coincidences? I don't know, but you get what I mean. I don't believe that anything happens randomly. If I did believe that, I would leave the direction of my life, I would leave the decisions and the choices in my life to something or someone else. When people do believe in random and that things happen randomly, they hope that God or the universe is gonna pick people out and be like, now it's your turn. Now you get lucky. Now things will happen to you. But honey, that's not how things work. If things happened randomly, you would never know when it would be your turn, and you would be in loss of control. You wouldn't have any control of how things were to work out for you. God doesn't play favorites, and we don't get picked out to be anything, either lucky or unlucky. So when a coincidence happens, when you can be like, oh my God, this finally happened to me, this is such a coincidence. Or on the other hand, you're like, oh, why does these things always happen to me? Know that it's a lie you've been told. Nothing happens randomly. So let's dive a little deeper into it. The things that are happening to you were always meant to happen to you because you attracted it. It's as simple as that. The energy that you embody most of the time is the same kind of energy that you attract. So if that's a losing energy, if that's like a victim energy, why is this always happening to me? Guess what? It will keep happening to you. Because two things. One, you're expecting it just by saying these words. These things are always happening to me. So you're in a state of suddenly you expect these bad things to happen to you, which means you're gonna get them. Second of all, you embody this energy of always losing, of always being the victim of your circumstances, without realizing that you yourself have the power to change things around. What I mean when I say that you're a victim of your circumstances is that you often do believe in coincidence because you're blaming your circumstances for the situation you're in. It's often somebody else's fault. It's your mom's fault, it's your friend's dog's fault, it's your mailman's fault. It could be anything or anyone outside of yourself, but it definitely is not your fault because it happened to me, right? She made me feel bad for over a week. He said that thing that made me cry. This means that you believe in your heart that you don't have anything to say about your situation. You don't have anything to say about your feelings. You are being controlled by your circumstances. You don't feel like you have a control about the direction in your life, which, honey, it's not the most productive spot to be in. And which is why we're having this conversation right now. We're helping you out of this phase because you do have the power to turn things around. People who have a victim mentality, people who believe in circumstances, often just flows to wherever life wants them in and is often very unhappy in their life because they don't ever get to do what they would love to do because they believe in coincidences. These are people who you will often hear say, I just want to get discovered. Babe, discovered for what? Like, what are you good at? What are you passionate about? If you wanted to live off of that, you would have already made that step into that niche, into that business, but you haven't because you're waiting for life to discover you. But again, God doesn't play any favorites. You're not in a lottery box and suddenly getting picked out and say, now it's your turn. Now you get a slice of the cake. That's not how it works. You need to take the first step of doing what you would absolutely love to do. On the other hand though, if you embody most of the time a energy of happiness, of joy, of purpose, of passion, you will attract more into your life of exactly that. These are often the people that other people refer to as lucky because they attract opportunities, they attract raises, they attract people into their life who has great influence. And other people on the outside are going to be like, oh, she is so lucky. Now she got lucky again. What is she or he doing that I am not doing? Why am I not that person? And these people will be frustrated. They will be jealous, envious about the results the other person is creating. And just for the record, I don't believe in luck either. You can set luck up as an equation actually. Luck equals preparation plus opportunity. Now, what does this mean? When something happens in your life or in other people's life and you call that luck, no, again, it's never a coincidence. Nothing ever happens randomly. These people or you have forced the opportunity to come your way because you have prepared for it. And then you're probably like, I didn't prepare at all. You can prepare subconsciously or you can prepare consciously for the opportunity to be forced your way. And this is what we call luck. So even though you might think that you didn't prepare for nothing, you might actually have prepared yourself. You might just not have realized it. This can be a situation, this can be experiences you have had that have forced this opportunity to come your way. I love this story of luck that my uncle usually tells about how he manifested Bob Proctor into his life. And he says it with such an adventurous vibe, but I know and he knows that this is what people call luck, and it wasn't luck at all. He wanted to work with the best in the world in personal development, right? He wanted to speak on huge stages in front of a huge audience with the best in the world in personal development. He wouldn't go to work. He wouldn't even get a job. He was so dedicated to this outcome. He was consciously forcing this opportunity to come his way by standing in the mirror 8 hours every single day practicing his speech. He was preparing so badly that he forced the opportunity to come his way. So when he ran into Bob Proctor randomly, he was like, I'm doing this, I want to do what you do. And Bob was like, that sounds really interesting. Do you want to meet for breakfast the next day? So obviously, everyone around him, me included at the time, was calling him lucky, was calling him, that doesn't just happen to anyone. But truth is, he prepared so much that he forced that opportunity to come his way. It couldn't have been any other way. That was the way it was, and it was not random. And if you're more interested about learning from my uncle, I will link to his YouTube channel down below. He's amazing. He has such an important message to get out in this world, so you can check it out. I will link it in the description box below. Something I want to talk more about is this frustration and this envy and this feeling of jealousy that other people can feel about your luck. And I was this person too, right? I was super envious of my friends who got better grades and who had a whole what I thought was a better life situation. Let's say you're jealous of my uncle who got this opportunity to meet Bob Proctor and to speak on his stage, a paradigm shift. Let's say you got that opportunity. Would you be ready for that? I don't think you would. I don't think you would, because you wouldn't have prepared. My uncle was ready from the get-go because he had prepared himself 8 hours a day in front of the mirror instead of going to work. So next time someone gets an opportunity that you might feel jealous about, or you might have like a little frustration inside of you that it wasn't you, why didn't you get picked? Why wasn't it your turn yet? You deserve it just as much. But are you ready for the opportunity? Are you ready for that big step? Would you actually take the leap? If your answer to that is no, then you might reconsider. Why are you jealous? Why are you envious if you don't do the work? The good thing about all of this is that you can make a conscious decision about turning this around. Make a decision about what opportunity you want to force into your life. You just have to start living from that outcome. You have to start living from that opportunity. It's low-key so crazy. Like, Whenever my uncle tells that story, I can literally not believe it. I can literally not believe it, but it makes so much sense because nothing happens randomly. Nothing happens randomly. There are plenty of people sitting at home watching TV, hoping to be discovered, hoping to do this and this and that, and telling me that they are living from the opportunity. They are living from their goal, right? But if you aren't preparing for it, you won't be ready for it when it gets here, right? If you really, really want it, start preparing. You will force the opportunity to come to you. It's only a matter of time. Guys, this was a pleasure as always. Let me know in the comments down below what opportunity you would like to attract, and check out my uncle's channel in the description box down below. I would love to see you guys over there and in my other videos as well. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.